out WFG or anything practical?
No, they don't see cracks. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Well, you know what? Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. I will be right back. Just real quick and we can walk it out. Did you make these files or did they? We made the files. You made the files? We made the files, and I didn't know. I didn't run myself. I have it on my system, but I didn't run myself a copy yet because I didn't know whether you want me to hire another attorney or not.
I really wanted to wait to see what happened right here because I cannot believe what's going on here. This is fucking insane, and I can't believe that this is happening. I've been in a lot of court cases in my life. I can't.
Let me ask you a little bit about that. When did you start doing court? When you start being court cases?
When I was 13 years old.
You're in the juvenile court?
Yeah.
Now, the laws as they explain it in juvenile court are different from the way they work out as adults.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that generally they want to make specialists in the juvenile court.
I believe that since Mark Thomas prosecuted me as a juvenile too. And that's part of what this is all boiling up to, actually.
Yeah, the structure of the juvenile court tends to
I don't know if you haven't heard anything different about my case or anything, like the guys haven't tried to talk to you or anything.
I haven't heard anything. I know just we've been in court, you and I have talked about this and so to that. I'm just
I'd probably just start with Mark's response motion to motion to dismissal his response.
Let me get this shit out of the way so we get full attention here. So not multitasking.
I believe that Mark Thomas is going to arrest it for what's going on. Real fucking outrageous. You cannot do the things he's doing, and I know for sure. I call the feds on this whole thing, dude. And go and talk to him, and I'll let you listen to some of the audio
here in town.
The feds in Washington and the feds in Salt Lake.
Okay, you haven't talked to the feds though.
I had to.
Okay.
Yep. I've talked to the county commissioners and the sheriff about what's going on, and I got Vernal City case numbers and sheriff's department numbers against Mark Thomas and Judge McClellan and Clint Hendricks already.
If there's a crime against Mark Hendricks,
that's what the Utah Attorney General is the one who's supposed to handle it, but
I mean, there's no reactivity stuff.
Well, they're immune to civil suits. I'm filing a civil suit over this stuff too. Or that's the main reason I'm getting private counsel, because I can whip this case in court, take me to trial, because they're not going to be able to take me to trial with this. First of all, we'll start with Mark's response motion to my motion for dismissal. All right? This is Mark's response to my stuff. Defendant was arrested on July 1st. Defendant had the first appearance July 5th. Defendant had a bail hearing July 17th. The defendant was released on his own recognizance July 17th. The preliminary hearing was held on August 9th. The defendant was bound over and the matter was set for trial on July 28th, 29th, and the defendant has 2 pending matters, and they were set for 2 days. Final pretrial was held on August 29th. Final pretrial, defendant request time. Well, I'll just tell you before, I don't have to read it all. Every fucking thing that's said in here is fake. It's all lies. And I can show you from the very beginning right here. Watch. I got my booking shell just to start with. Just to open it up with, here's my booking sheet from Joe. 6:30. That's before I had a warrant. So I'm looking. You got a pen here or a highlight or something? Let's see. I'll show you how to fit this. Look at this. Here's my booking sheet in Joe on this case. So then it couldn't have been defendant was arrested on drivers.
Okay.
That's not it.
Let me back up and ask you a few questions. Because there's a lot of different pieces to what's going on in a court case.
I know. I've been in a lot of them.
So,
every single thing that I'll just tell you this is just start with. Every single thing that it says in here except for one statement is false. The dates and everything.
The problem is we got so many people going here in so many different directions. I'd like to sort of prioritize this. Okay, and part of this is the structure we have to deal with. Underlying all of this, there is an allegation that you committed a crime. Okay? Now, there's laws out there. When someone is accused of violating the law, the idea is whatever society has in that law, whatever rule it is, that society has an interest in stopping this person from breaking the law. The person that's accused has an interest in making sure that they are only that the facts come out, the facts that you're not convicted of being a bad person, that you're not convicted of having a juvenile record, that you're not convicted of being on the wrong side.
I can show you one piece of paper that discredits their whole theory on both.
Okay, let me talk this. Okay. So what happens is the court's neutral. All they know is somebody comes along and says, well, this guy's been accused of something. Okay. So everything else that goes from that point on, all this business in the bill of rights constitution, is a means to an end. And the end is to make sure that guilty people get caught and that innocent people don't get punished. Innocent. Everything else along the right way is just a technicality, how we have to be done. And some of them are big and some of them are small. Some of them are constitutional and some of them are not. Okay? Some of them have to do with, whether a person, like for example, there are people out there who get upset about whether the name is written in capitals or not. Okay? That's not a constitutional right. That's not a procedural issue. That's not an issue recognized as the law of the United States. People have a name. If the list written on paper is sufficient to identify them. Okay. So what we've got here is they accused you of distributing drugs. Okay? Second degree felony. Now, somewhere underneath that, there's a statute that says, in fact, they cited here, 58, 37, 8, that says the person is possessing such and such drug. That's felony. The second degree felony, that's 1 to 15 years, but, well, okay. Okay, well, and see, so everything that happens from that moment on is whether they have actual evidence and whether they have illegally obtained that evidence and whether they can present it. Now, the prosecutor is not a witness. He was there. He's just a guy like me. He's one of the people bringing things into court. Okay? There's certain rules you're supposed to follow. There's certain rules you can't.
That's exactly what I'm saying. There's rules you're supposed to follow.
Right.
And there's rights that I have, and I know what they I have the right to have my court case reflect what's actually going on. All the records and all of that.
Well,
and not from the very beginning. So all this was. I mean, I know the evidence in court. You don't have to tell me how I actually filed lots of motions and fought a federal case to a win. And yeah,
what did you win on?
Huh? I ended up with 23 days in the federal penitentiary for possession of firearms. I took them to a speedy trial, which is federal statutes, and they offered me a plea bargain. I was in